say a special good night to those of you on YouTube. I'm not too sure what happened there. I went live and no, I'm seeing that it wasn't live and like it's now joining. So let me give those of you who are on the YouTube a little chance to join up with us. Not sure what took place there. But the phone lines are open, 440-7377. You know the technology, every now and again, what can happen does happen. But we're on the YouTube right now. So saying a special good night to those of you joining us on the YouTube. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon. How you doing, boy?
Hey, I'm quite fine. I'm quite fine.
Wonderful to hear that. Well, I'm not fine.
You're not fine?
I tell you, I'm not fine. To be quite honest, I'm not fine. As a man who normally speaks against the ills and injustices that will be, done towards the Grenadian people, Caricunian and Pitimatnikan, I can't be fine. I just can't be fine.
Nah, man, I find because nothing is said that I didn't expect. So they can't throw me off when I expect something from them.
Papa.
You understand? So nothing was said today that I did not expect and that I don't understand what they're attempting to do. So I ain't upset, I ain't vexed. I discussed it, but I'm not upset.
Shall I do increase for the police officers now, right?
Nah, well, I mean, according to one posting I saw today, there was one individual that said, probably when the teachers representative is going to negotiate on their behalf, they need to dress like a nurse. So maybe that may help them to be able to get some increases like what other sectors have gotten. Because they feel seriously left back.
I like to tell, after listening to that budget presentation this morning, I was left exhausted, but at the same time, it is safe to say that this budget presentation was like the drunken master of the Wu-Tang, because I am still trying to get over all what's been said. Trust me. I'm still trying to digest all what's been said. Trust me. I mean, I am still asking myself the question, if these people really know what running a country entails.
Well, what I'd say is this, sir. Listening today, what you've heard is the budget statement. As I've shown folks before, the budget document is a much larger document, a pretty much larger document than what we've seen, what we've heard today. So you've heard the budget statement. Now, come on Thursday, we're going to hear from Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, and I have a lot to say about that. Taking place on Thursday, he will be delivering his response to the budget statement that has been made today. And then on Friday, everyone else. So you'll be hearing speakers from both sides delve into the various areas, be it youth, be it health, be it whatever. You'll be hearing speakers from both sides delve into it, which would give a greater explanation of what is contained in the document. Because I heard some statements being made today that are misleading in nature. For instance, the Minister of Finance spoke of the unemployment rate, and he was quoting an unemployment rate coming down from 28%, but he was not saying to people that the unemployment rate was 28% because of COVID. And it was in the midst of COVID. You're talking about an unemployment rate of 28% in the year 2020. Boss, you and I know in 2020, most of us, we was locked inside, we was home.
Yes, correct. The
entire hotel sector had to send their staff home. The entire hotel sector, all the hotels had to close down. All the guest houses had to close down. All the restaurants had to close down. The bars had to close down. Everything. The only thing that was operating, and even they had to operate at reduced levels, were the supermarkets. That was the only thing. Everything else was closed down. So the unemployment rate of 28% that the Minister of Finance quoted today dealt with that. It was not due to bad management. It was not due to a terrible economy. It was due to a worldwide pandemic. Everybody was scared. So people were home. Even the construction sites. Remember at a point in time in 2020, construction sites were not allowed to operate. And then when they were allowed to operate, they had to have certain things in place and a certain amount of people operating. Bus drivers couldn't drive with a full bus. You understand? So they couldn't, most of them, they wouldn't even bother with a conductor at that point in time. All of that led to that 28%, but they're not saying that. They're trying to make it look like NNP was so bad
Yeah.
and the economy was terrible in 2020. It was due to COVID, but they won't say that. And their supporters out there jumping up, oh, we got the unemployment rate down to such and such. None of the projects that are happening now are happening because of the NDC, except for the Send Home program. All that is happening is in spite of and not because of the NDC. As I say,
Yeah.
post hoc ergo propter hoc, as you say it in Latin.
Yeah. And this is the problem we're having with NDC ministers. All right. We all know that government is a continuum, right? Running the country is a continuum. But at least share some light. You know, these are some of the projects that the NMP had initiated and so on and so on, and we are going to continue with it and blah, blah, blah. But don't try to take the credit for things that you know you never put in place. And these are some of the things that will get me real sick with them, you know, most of the time. But it is what it is. You cannot really expect anything better from these people more than what they're already doing already. You understand? But it's Chelan, I am listening to a lot of people on the ground, and I'm telling you, they are bitter.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They are real bitter. A lot of people is walking the street, they are in their homes, and they are very sad. Some of which, you know, they regret that they vote for the present administration. But I think that they can redeem themselves, and come next election, they could go at the polls and make a difference.
Of course.
You understand? They could go there and make a difference. That's the reason why I always tell people, go out there, get registered, check the voters list every time it comes out, make sure that your name is there, and you know what to do next election.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say. That so far,
Of course.
that is all I can say. Go out there, be a part of the registration process. Every time a new voters list comes out, show your name is there, you check. You check to see if your mother one day, you check to see if your daughter one is there, your son, your grandson, whosoever. Because you know we have a country to take back. Because these people and them just running this country as though like it's a fish market. You know, but it is what it is. Let me leave room for somebody else.
Hold on, Muskie. Let me tell you, don't say fish market, because my friends in the fish market is some good, proper people. When you go there again, excellent service. I just go in the fish market and I line. They treat me like a king when I go inside the boss. The government ain't operating as a, well, at least not as the St. George's fish market. I could tell you they're operating proper down there. the people who sell down there, they operate proper. So when we say they operate like a fish market, we go say our old time fish market, not the one we have now.
well, let me retract my statement and formally apologize for that, for such a statement.
To the fish vendors.
But I mean, it's really sickening now.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they are not taking advice. They are not actually understanding the way in which people is feeling on the ground and so forth. And man, it's just creating a ruckus. You understand? Mediocrity. I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much. Sometimes I just try to grapple with you know, and it's just too much. It's really too much. But my friend, I can't sit along with you. I have different engagements.
Of
but
course.
It's just nice seeing you again.
But they're looking out for the buzz in the morning, because they know you ain't leaving that so.
Well, they know my voice. They know my
you ain't
voice.
leaving that so.
I stick with the truth and nothing but the truth. So they know how I stay. I don't sit in with someone, because right now I still trying to wrap my head around the Samara Bill agreement.
We go come to that. We come into that tonight, you know. We go come to that tonight too. Believe me.
Exactly. So
We
you
come
have a
into
good
that.
one, my brother.
And feel free to call back if you want to call back.
I will.
All right,
I will.
my brother. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's Mosquito Man. Look out for him in the morning. You know, he should be having a program in the morning. Yeah, we will come to the Samoa Bill in a little while. Let me say a special good night to Zela. Zela, my dear. You know, Uncle Sheldon can't forget you. Zela, good night to you. Exelia, good night to you as well. We don't want trouble. Don't give grandma no trouble tonight. Please, Christmas coming. Children supposed to behave good. Neela and Namara, all you supposed to be behaving good. Zoe, nice, behave. All right, all our children, behave nice and take. Right, I think we have, oh boy, I missed the call, yeah. But we have another caller coming in. Yeah, I want to hear what you all have to say, you know. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Spot.
Hi, good night.
First time call.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, I was listening to a program on Sunday with Master Caroline, if you was listening, but I heard the Prime Minister was making some kind of ridiculous statement about bathroom and toilets. If your house not repaired, won't be,
Yes,
it
he
won't
did.
be repaired. House won't be repaired. I know if you heard that.
I did hear it. I don't have the clip itself, but I did
Yeah.
hear when he made that statement that if your house is not in a state of, well, if they don't have a toilet, a bathroom and toilet or something, it was some kind of messed up statement.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly. I don't want to misquote. You understand?
Yeah, I heard that. I find that was ridiculous because remember he came from all of them came from poor family, not so?
Yeah.
I'm sure his mom and dad was used the toilet, so I don't know what he was trying to say.
But the thing is this: a holistic approach should be taken in relation to that particular issue. But the thing is, I think a lot of them on that side, they sit down waiting with the pen right now because they want to hear how we are going to criticize the budget so that they could put together the presentation for Friday. I ain't giving them that. I ain't giving them no advice for them to go and say, well, yes, this is what we comment. Baiting all of them because Friday night are doing a program.
Yeah,
But
no,
that-
no
but that is-
problem.
it is
I'll
sad.
be listening. I can't wait for the opposition to give them fire
Of
to
course.
Thursday morning.
Yes. And Dr. Mitchell will be the only speaker on Thursday morning, you know.
Yes, I want to hear Dr.
Yeah.
Mitchell. I ain't listening to them because them that a waste of time.
Of course.
Because they have nothing to offer. They just running and they do all these things so they could come out and say they do this, they do that, the lighting, everything. They will boast about all that. And I ain't falling for that.
Okay. But what I would do though is that on Thursday morning, we
Yeah.
at Talking Points, we definitely will be broadcasting via our usual means, via YouTube and Facebook and so on, and via all of the NNP Facebook and YouTube pages, we will be broadcasting the leader of the opposition's response to the budget statement. That will be broadcast on Thursday morning starting at 9 a.m. sharp. Because the thing is this, friend, as you're on,
Yeah.
the understanding was before that the response would be on Wednesday. And you fully expect that the response would be on Wednesday because Thursday there is an official funeral taking place. Not a state funeral. I hear some people saying state funeral. No, state funerals are only for prime ministers and governor generals. This is an official funeral, that is taking place on Thursday. As such, there should have been no parliament sitting at all taking place on Thursday. What was wrong with having the sitting on Wednesday? Instead, they've chosen to disrespect the family of the late Adrian Spaceman Mitchell and the people in particular of St. Patrick and especially Riversally by ensuring that they've placed that sitting on Thursday. You know what they were expecting? They were expecting the leader of His Majesty's opposition to say, well, no, I'm not going to do it on Thursday, and then they go say, well, he lose his chance to talk. All of that is the tactics, you know. The other tactics is this. If he spoke on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., if Dr. Mitchell spoke then, and then they had to respond right after, they didn't have enough time to go to their advisors to find out how to respond because they had to respond like within an hour and, well, within 2 hours, some of them within 4 hours or so. So they didn't have enough time to go to the advisors and try to respond to him. Now that he's speaking on Thursday and him alone, they've got Thursday during the afternoon session, Thursday night into Friday morning to speak to the advisors and come up with ways to respond to what he's going to say. All of that is tactics. Why didn't they just say everybody's going to speak on Friday? Why didn't they say, well, we'll have a session Wednesday and then one on Friday? Why is Wednesday not in the mix as a day that they could have had a parliamentary sitting? You understand? I see it as disrespect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're trying to distract him, but it won't work.
No, we know what they're
It won't
trying.
work.
I mean, me and you and
They could try, but they will fail.
yeah, we're out here and we're seeing what's happening, brother. They can't trick us. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just glad I get through to the first time caller because
Of
when I
course.
heard Sunday program with this bathroom toilet thing, I said,
Yeah.
really?
I'm trying to remember the exact
Actually, nah.
statement, but it's not coming to me. But I'll get the
Yeah,
exact statement.
yeah, I heard that, and because I listen to your program, even Simon Says and Master Carl program,
Of course.
and Mr. Pell's program, I listen to you all, man.
Yes, Auntie Jenny is doing a wonderful
Yeah,
program.
Simon Says she's doing an excellent job. Well,
All
okay,
right.
let me give somebody else a chance.
No problem, brother. All right.
All right, have a blessed
Thank you.
night.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. All right, and oops, don't be a stranger. Call again. All right, and I think we have a caller on the WhatsApp, so let me lock that caller in so that we can bring them in. All right, nice. And we missed the caller on the WhatsApp. Yeah, so we'll try again there. Right, let me try the WhatsApp again. Right, yeah, I think it's a serious disrespect to the family of the late Adrian Spaceman Mitchell. It's a disrespect to the people of River Sally. It's a disrespect to the people of St. Patrick, because this is not just any son of the soil of St. Patrick. He has contributed not only in politics, but in sports, in culture, in various areas. We have a call online. Good night. Hello? Hello? We have the WhatsApp caller online, but I'm not sure what's happening there. Hello, good night. Okay, sometimes the WhatsApp gives a problem. We may have to restart it, but let's take this call on the normal line. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Brother Scott.
Hi, how are you doing, sir?
I'm going all right.
All right, you go right ahead.
Yes, Brother Scott, I listened part of the budget today, especially coming on to the end of the budget. And budget presentation. And I was very disappointed when everything was almost come to an end when the Prime Minister get up and give off a point of order, like, and giving stay. Let us stand for a minute silence for Brother Adrian Mitchell. I was very disappointed because I know when you're giving a minute of silence, I don't watch sports, all type of things, and I always see that go out to the beginning before one. How come they do it after? That is a real part of disrespectful to Brother Adrian Mitchell.
And
That'll
the
call
thing is,
for.
and they can't say that they didn't know his funeral was taking place on Thursday. Now, remember, either earlier this year or late last year, there was a case, a court case that Dr. Mitchell had to attend. They knew that. They moved the sitting of the House of Representatives, and they put it on that day that they knew he couldn't come. The finance committee meeting, they knew he had a legal matter on that day that he could not avoid. They changed the finance committee meeting and they put it on that day, knowing full well that he couldn't attend and that Honorable Emlyn Pear had to have surgery done and could not appear on that day. Yeah? So they keep doing these sort of things. So now they know it's a funeral that's going to be taking place. They know that many people would want to come to listen to Dr. Mitchell, but also that quite a bit of people would like to come as well so that they would be able to go afterwards to the funeral of Adrian Spaceman Mitchell. And all of this is just, my friend, they're trying all sort of strategy. It seems as though these people are very, very, very afraid of the leader of His Majesty's opposition. Very afraid.
Is that what going on? Is that what really going on, Brother Scott? Yeah, I can't see how you could give in a minute silence when everything almost come to an end.
Yeah, you do that at the beginning. You're correct, yeah?
You at the beginning, you give a minute of silence to for a member of parliament. Yeah, you're the member of parliament, and everybody's saying that he wants the best sports minister in the island, and you're doing that to the man. Oh gosh, man. So Scott, I figure this guy, people used to say that Kit Mitchell is a dictator, but here we really see who is a real dictator. Everything this man do, Brother Scott, he's doing it only in his favor. Like he don't listening to nobody. You're taking advice from nobody. You just do that to people. Have a good night, Mr. Scott.
All right. Thank you so very much, caller. 440-7377. Let me see if I can get the person on that was trying to reach me on the WhatsApp. Let me see if I can get them as well. I'll field the other calls in the interim, but I'm still trying to see if I get the WhatsApp up and running. All right, so let's take this call. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Not too bad.
All right, you go right ahead.
Now, I'm calling on the Minister of Health and the Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, to please have a visit in the General Hospital. And I know the Minister have, like, going in the hospital in the night. We don't want him to go in the night. We want him to go in the day. Because I don't think it could be worse than that in the hospital. Now, I have a friend in the hospital. Well, let's say a family member in the General Hospital that did surgery. And Sheldon, when 10 o'clock in the morning, they now having breakfast. When 3 o'clock, they now having lunch. Well, she told me she can't stay up for dinner because it's too late for supper. It's too late for supper. By the time supper comes, she's sleeping. I mean, come on. I asked the minister and the minister, please, you have a ward like surgical ward where you have one nurse from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. Nurse is crying on the ward. She frustrated. She want to go because she cannot take it. She can't perform her duty as she wants because you don't have this, you don't have that. Man, Mr. Leclerc, come on. Be honest with yourself. Be a big man and just come out. Go and visit. Whatever you don't have, say you don't have it. So when you say you don't have it, people will listening. They're willing to help. The hospital mopping with just plain water, no disinfection. I mean, the $5,000 that they take on all the salary, please give the nurse 500 out of it. Doctors is frustrated, nurse frustrated, patient frustrated. I mean, come on, Mr. Lockett and Deacon Mitchell, do something. These people are them line in the hospital. I don't think they deserve that. I mean, come on, have a conscience, please. Go and visit and see and be big enough to say that, okay, we have a problem and we don't have this, so at least we'll be able to get help, to help these people and them. They go in there to get help and they expect to get help when they go in there, but it's not happening that way. I mean, come on, 3 o'clock in the evening, you're not having lunch. Huh? Tell me. And these people and them just keep taking razor, pay razor. I mean, come on, man. Come on, you could do better than that. Sheldon, have a good night.
All right, thank you so very much, caller. 440-7377. That's 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Yeah, some of them sit down with the pen and they sharpen tonight because they want to hear how we are going to argue in relation to certain aspects of the budget so they know what to come and say and I'll go wait on that. Have a lot I could say. There is quite a lot that we can say, but I ain't going and see it. Let's see if we get the call on the WhatsApp. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, and how are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine. I'm hearing you now, man. Great. Go right ahead. You're live.
Okay, I just want to implore the Minister of Health, this lady beat me to it, but I just want to make a complaint because I was at an event on Saturday and one of my friends fell ill and we went to the General Hospital. That could have been about, let's say about 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
3 a.m.
So
wow.
At 3 a.m. So we went across to the General Hospital. First, we went in. We didn't see anybody outside. So we went inside the first 2 wide doors you would meet in the accident and emergency. Gone inside and nobody. Call because we ball night inside and nobody because like the person was having like a seizure or something like that. Nobody. And you must attend to these people because what could happen, you never know what could happen in the interim. And we went all the way in the back to almost a restricted area to finally get somebody. And when we get one person, is like they came to check upon the person, like to give them the normal check like blood pressure and heart rate and so, but it's like they're doing it like a daisical. The girl, one of our female friends was there. She had some medical training. It's like she was helping the nurse because the nurse just sat down with a book and just started to write, ask them and thing. But it's like, where was the urgency? We telling you, see the girl, like she's starting to stiffen up. Where was the urgency? And what we noticed also is like somebody was there long before they came in with a cut or whatever it was, right? and we saw blood on the ground and a bloody jersey on the ground. So the length of time we stayed at the hospital was the length of time we saw the blood. It's like you had to step over blood to, when we were helping them to bring the girl in the room to see about her, to examine her. We had to step over blood. So I'm not saying if the blood fall, if thing at one time, but I mean for the length of time we was there about an hour and some, you could pick up the jersey or somebody should have mopped it. It's not because it's in the night or it's because that time is a hospital. There's supposed to be people around there to take care of these things. And also one thing we noticed is a guy came out inside there with, well, half naked, right? But he had a cut on his face. And the girl with the medical training on our team asking us now, like, if it's so, we just do it here. Because the guy have an open cut on his face. It's not stitched and nothing. I'm saying you come out, even if he was in a fight or they say a bottle cut him, but at least there should have been a bandage. At least there should be stitches, because if I could see the cut in that night, that means he needed stitches. I don't know what had happened there, but they needed to do a plaster at least. And I'm asking the Minister of Health to look into these things, because these things, they just not right. At least blood on the ground, mop it up in a timely manner, dirty jersey, pick that up, put it in a garbage bin somewhere. But the hospital, our hospital is supposed to be clean, basically. Mm-hmm. It just goes
Let me give you some advice that will help in a situation like that I've learned from an aunt of mine that was mm-hmm. a nurse in the UK. Anytime mm-hmm. you're rushing a person to the general hospital, call before you arrive. Let them know that you're on the way. Let them know mm-hmm. that I have an individual who is going through seizures, etc. Call. If they don't answer, is another thing. Call the hospital, because I've done it in several instances before, and it's worked out okay for me. I'm not making excuses for anybody here. I'm just giving you some advice in a situation like that in the future that can help. Call the accident and emergency. Let them know I'm coming with a male, they're this age, this is what is happening with them. So they are in expectation that such a person in such a state is coming. But then again, the mere fact that you had to go down to the back in a restricted area to try and find somebody because there was nobody up to the front says a lot about the operation, what's going on up there. And I'm not blaming the staff. I'm blaming who is supposed to put the staff in place and who is supposed to monitor to make sure what is taking place is taking place.
But when we went to the next side, to the normal side, where people who come in with the conditions not so serious, right? Mm-hmm. In the waiting room area. There was, for the length of time we were sitting there waiting, we didn't see anybody coming there like to see who is next, like a receptionist or at least somebody passing to see if there's anybody there waiting to be attended to. We saw one guy sit on the crying out with his chest so long. We still come and go without him. I don't know if he went in. I don't know if he should have gone in the door we went in, because him and his girlfriend sit down there and they say they're so long waiting, and they say their camera and thing there. But the man crying out with his chest and it's like them don't hearing him. Them did the correct thing to come in there. They didn't see nobody. They sitting and they waiting. But we were so desperate. You understand? Mm-hmm. So I think at least if it's in the night like that and you don't have a lot of staff, somebody should make a rounds to see if there's anybody new that coming.
But you see, it's due to the lack of staff too, because here it is, you may have somebody that's in the back and they're dealing with an emergency, a life and death situation. So because there's not enough staff, they're in the back dealing with that, and there's nobody in front house. So people come in there and it might be another life and death situation that comes in there. And because they are short staff, you end up in a situation where you have another person in life and death. The people are trying to deal with life and death in the back. So there's nobody in the front of the house to be able to meet the second person that's come in. And that is exactly what's going on there. I've been told by doctors from within the system, I've been told by doctors that part of the problem they're having is that there's a shortage of doctors for the emergency. In other words, they're pulling doctors who supposed to be on the ward in another area. They're asking them to do the favor of holding on in accident and emergency, All of that is the madness that's going on there. And imagine, with all of that going on, you're about to give a raise to the Minister of Health.
Wow.
You're giving a
Wow.
raise. I ain't delving into the raise. All I go say is they're giving them a raise. I will leave Dr. Mitchell to deal with them on the raise.
Of course, man.
I
Have
will
a
leave him
good
to
night.
deal with it. Thank you so very much for your input, brother. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah.
Make sure you call. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Wow. 4407377. And let me give that piece of advice to any of you. If you have a person that you are bringing to the general hospital, no matter what the situation is, ensure that you phone the general hospital first. You let them know I'm coming with an individual. They are a female. They're 62 years old. They're having heart palpitations or whatever it is, and we are coming with them. We're 10 minutes away. We're 20 minutes away. We're 30 minutes away, but we're coming with them. So that in case they have to make any preparations there, they can make it. That's on your end, because we're speaking about life and death here. So on your end, it's always important to do things like that. Okay, we lost that call. 4407377. That's the number you can call and get onto the inside. Yeah, imagine with all of that, you're giving a raise to these people. You're giving a raise. There's the kind of thing that we have happening there. And instead of fixing it, you're giving a raise. That's how you're fixing it. Not to the, and I ain't talking about the raise to the nurses and doctors. I'm not talking about the raise to the minister. But anyway, time coming on that. We have a caller. Good night.
Good night, good night.
Good night, caller.
Shall I think Dr. Mitchell and big enough? They could even have John Fenner, and Pablo and them could get together, the government could get together, the opposition could get together, or even put the funeral for Friday. We will show them that we're different than them. We will show them that we could have things going our way.
I think it would be disrespectful to the memory of the gentleman to take his funeral and make it into a political football like the government is trying to do. They are fully aware. It's an official funeral. The parliament was fully aware. The prime minister was fully aware. So the parliament and the cabinet, both bodies were fully aware that the gentleman's funeral, the late gentleman's funeral, is taking place on Thursday. They've decided to do this very uncaring and disgusting act of ensuring that there's a parliament sitting on that day.
People are them sick, man. They're sick. Them people went mad, going in the madhouse. The madhouse is good, even good for them. Because you don't have nobody up there to attend to them. They need to put people in the madhouse to work with them people. These people, come on, man. I get them fed up of these people, man. It's time for you to do something, man. I can't take on this stupidness with this boy and them, man. Have a good night.
All right, my brother. 4407377. That's 4407377. Now they're too busy doing things like, they're too busy. I'm a ganja planter. Call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth, say me put me ganja. Babylon come along. Fire me say. They're too busy. Yeah, liming with ganja plant and thing. I know what they're doing there. You know? I know what they're doing there. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Joe.
Hey, good night, sir. How are you?
Well, it's a long time I didn't give you a call.
Go right ahead.
What I want to say is, you know these people think Grenadians are fools. You know these people not talking about the 150, which we give them a lot of fire to put it back. You know the people is telling the nation that they give a raise of 200 to the seed. Not talking about, so they do like they never knew. They took away 150 and they put it back.
But my
So they
friend,
think people are stupid is by saying we give this seed program a raise of $200. This is what they keep saying, even in the budget. Now the e-money, the e-money which they said they will make as soon as they get into office, they say by 2025 they're going to see what they could do. They don't send it home, but they go see what they could, if they could give them a raise by 2025. That again is right. So all in the parliament, these people get together and plan their life for the Grenadian nation. They have no respect for the Grenadian people. And I am fed up with that, and we have to do something about it. Yeah. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. Now, they studying money. What they're studying right now is ganja, 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 ganja. But you see, what the Prime Minister is doing here, and understand it for what it is. Artificial intelligence is being used on you Grenadians. They have tested the waters. This is not a message. This is not a message to much people over the age of 35 in Grenada. Deacon Mitchell has posted this picture because he is going after, how Lakoda said, the youth. He's going after the youth because they understand that there is high use of cannabis among younger people. They realize that the youth on the block don't want nothing to do with them, especially when they hear they're getting big salary increase, and some of the youth, their parents have been sent home and they don't have a job. So they're flashing this in front of them now to try and ingratiate the image of the Prime Minister with the young people, when at the same time slapping the Grenada police force in the face. Because some policemen was listening this morning because they was waiting to hear, well, okay, who getting how much percentage increase and who getting a 500 there and who getting 3,500 and who getting 5,000 there. So they're waiting to hear, well, what police gain? They say, well, if money sharing like that, lap and cut. Police officers go be getting a lap and cut too. But in the same way, the Prime Minister posted this photo, which at the point in time he's posted this photo, that is an illegal substance that he's holding. But again, that is not for me and you. That's a message to the blocks. But the police still raiding the blocks if they see the guys and them with that. If they see a tree like that by you, the police are still going to go with you. Under the last administration, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell said to the members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, he said, look, you see a guy with a two spliff, a guy smoke, why waste your time with that? Because here it is, you're going and arrest a guy for a spliff that probably, I don't know is the price, probably about $20 or whatever, under $20 or whatever it is. And the time it takes a police officer to go and arrest this guy, bring him, put him in the cell in Central or wherever, you have to give him tea, breakfast, and dinner. If you have a medical issue, the state has to deal with it. You have to bring him to court, and then you probably charge him. And so, even if you're going to charge him a couple $100, you spent a couple $1,000 on a guy for a spliff that ain't worth $20. So Dr. Mitchell said, listen, just ease up on that aspect of it. Yeah? And then the New National Party brought a bill for the first reading to Parliament in relation to the cannabis and so on. Yet decriminalization. They jumped in front and they say, well, they're going and do legalization. Now, they start to sort of pedal back on that, and they're speaking about, oh, we are going to do medicinal use, do it for medicinal use and that sort of thing. So they started to pedal back on that because they probably have their friends who have the means, who have the money, who probably have a couple $1 million and a couple acres of land here in Grenada, or who will be seeking to purchase a couple acres of land here in Grenada and grow the weed that they're going to sell for medicinal purposes. And so, yeah, they're giving the impression to a lot of these young people out there that they are going to be the ones who are farming and doing. No, it's big companies. You're going to have to get licensed, and you're going to have to pay how much $1,000 to get a license to be able to go and farm and that kind of thing. So if you might be allowed to have a 1 or 2 plants of your own, but to plant to say you're going and plant to sell, you would have to be a multi-millionaire. Take what I'm telling you now. Just remember I told you that in December of 2023. Yeah? 440-73. Sorry about that. I had the phone line engaged. Let me say an early happy birthday to Zoe. Happy birthday, Zoe. Happy birthday. You had the voice going, so that's the most you could get in that. Zoe, happy birthday. You're going to be taking the big 5 tomorrow. Wonderful. Yes, you're getting to be big responsibility. Yes, and remember to listen to mommy and daddy. Nice. Listen carefully to mommy and daddy, Zoe. All right, yeah. So this is the kind of thing that we see happening. Yeah. And as I said, I listened to the budget. I listened to it. There are many things that I could say. I spoke about that percentage in relation to the employment figures that were given, because it was slickly done. They kind of write it inside there to give the impression that, oh, things were so bad under NNP, so all these people were unemployed. But we live here. We were here. We know what was taking place in 2020. We were here when you had the cruise ships were coming out in the water, not to bring tourists to Grenada, but to drop back Grenadians that were working on the boats, whether it was Disney, you had Royal Caribbean, you had Norwegian Lines, you had some of them others that were just coming back to Grenada to drop off people because they could not continue to operate while COVID was going on. Those people that came back were unemployed at the point in time. They were counted as unemployed. So you had all of these things that were taking place at that point in time that are counted for that figure. When you're saying that figure, if you want to be honest, you have to say why the figure was 28%. Don't just call the figure to make it look like NNP was doing something wrong. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, good night, Shalon.
Hi, good night. How are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to do okay.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Right. In this raise that the ministers are going to be getting.
Well, not just ministers, they're giving it to all parliamentarians, they say. But we'll deal with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but would all parliamentarians get that raise?
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, which means, next thing, what about the excess money that they would have gotten before, the stipend, and so did other government ministers get that money?
No.
I mean, like from the NNP side?
Understand what you're speaking about. That's the 2,000 that they say is for drivers. No. The members on the NNP side did not get that and still will not receive that.
Why?
That's still just the cabinet of ministers that's receiving that. Yeah?
But that making no sense.
Of course it makes no sense, but again, you asked the question, so I've answered, but I won't delve deep into that. I'll say, listen to Dr. Mitchell on Thursday. There are some things in relation to that many of us are not seeing, and many of us don't understand that Dr. Mitchell will explain clearly and elucidly on Thursday morning. I encourage those of us that can come down. In my case, when I leave home, I'm looking to go to there and to the Parliament, and from Parliament, I'm looking to head St. Patrick because I'm going to funeral. Yeah, I will tell you to ensure that you listen clearly to Dr. Mitchell. He's going to speak on that and many other issues on Thursday morning. Yeah?
All right. Okay.
Let's hope he's not interrupted because we know they're planning. Yeah?
All right. And just a quick note.
Yeah, you're there. Go ahead, man.
Mean, I know before the government under the NNP administration, you know me like to be straight up, was talking about this conversation started there. But the problem is, I honestly, they should have done something. If now the Mitchell and his administration want to do something about the ganja thing, let them do things. You see, because talking does not solve a problem. You can talk and you can talk from now until. If they decide, and this is my honest opinion, they're going to go ahead and legalize the thing, then they go ahead and just legalize the thing, so then they do something. Instead of just talking, because they could go inside it, they could win 4-5 elections and you're just talking about legalizing it and whatever, and nothing being done.
Well, let me find out now. So here is what. I think that the Commissioner of Police should consider resigning. You know why? And not resigning because he has done anything wrong, but that as what the affront that the Minister of National Security, the Prime Minister, the slap in his face he has given to the police officers by posing with that ganja plant. Yeah? Because on the books, a police officer could still arrest you.
The police...
If I had the commissioner resigning, are resigning on behalf of the ranks? Are resigning?
But here was the thing. And I like to be fair right across the board. The police is being... His security is police officers. You can't tell me you're going to a place, if it's in the island of Grenada, on the island of Grenada, and you're taking pictures and you have your security that is police officers there and no arresting take place. So the commissioner of police has to resign for that. The same police that is his bodyguard had to lose their work for it. Because if the
Well,
thing
you have
is
a point.
illegal,
You have a very good point.
if the thing is illegal, you have police officers that is a security, and they go in. Let's say to the state of Grenada, you there, and you see the Prime Minister go wherever it is, and a ganja tree riding, and no arresting take place. Then it's these security that have to get fired. Not the commissioner. The commissioner point maybe was sleeping at the time, and maybe they're doing something somewhere else. So you can't blame him for that.
Now, if
The
it's,
police.
no,
that
I'm saying,
was
if it's me,
securing him,
if
have
it's
to
me,
get locked up.
no, I'm saying, if it's me, and I'm the commissioner of police, and my boss just do that, that is an affront to me, you know, that is a disrespect not only to me, but to every man and woman under my command. That is a direct disrespect to them. I resigning. You can't do that. I resigning. I'm telling you. But
Yeah,
anyway, that's just me. Okay, my friend.
Well, I hear you, but I know not know much of that. But you cannot expect Satan to correct him.
My boy later. Thanks.
Yeah, later.
440-7377. That's 440-7377. Yeah, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? Nice. Let's just hit the phone line. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night.
Hi, good night.
Yeah, they listening. Wednesday is my birthday, boy.
All right, wonderful, man.
Yeah. I will go tell you off the air.
Well, an early happy birthday, man.
or tell you off the air.
Okay, no problem, man.
Yeah, they're listening those crooked things we're going to do.
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you enjoyed.
It's time for Grenadians to get up and get money.
Of course. All right, my bro. Thank you.
It's time to get up and get and demonstrate against these things, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Well, let me say, not only is it time for Grenadians to get up and get, but let me say, to all of you that during the last election or even before that may have left the safety and comfort and embrace of the new National Party and found yourselves in other places, the time is at hand to come home. How did I sing the thing? Come home, all who are weary, come home. So whether it's teachers, whether it's police officers who went and placed your ex in a place other than by the symbol of the House of the New National Party the last time around, the time has come for you to return comfortably because we've got room. We've done expansions. Yeah? There are many rooms within the mansion of the New National Party that can accommodate each and every single patriotic Grenadian. So the time has come to come home. Yeah? There will be no scolding. There will be no rebuking. The time has come for you to return home. Yeah? It's time. Okay? You have to make sure that you are registered and ready. And you have to come home. You're seeing what your country is going through. So teachers, you may have had your issues and so on. But look now, you're hearing this one getting that and that one getting that. And many people expected to hear double salary because that talk was out there. That double salary was going and drop and you would hear double salary passing. And so that talk was out there. Now we've seen that it didn't materialize, which means that you're going into Christmas with half of what you usually go into Christmas with. Police officers, that's the situation that you're going to find yourself. Yeah? You may be going into Christmas with half the amount of money that you were accustomed before going into Christmas with. That's most likely what you're going to be seeing happening. Yeah? Because remember, you're now paid fortnightly. The cycle has changed. So when they pay at that particular time, they are not going to give you the right. And you ain't getting no double bubble. So police officers were listening because they were hearing this thing. And let me just clarify something. I want to say something on the Imani issue. If the Minister of Finance doesn't know what he's talking about, there are many of us out here you can ask questions in relation to the Imani program. I would know. Yeah? To make the statement that it was the NDC that increased the stipend of the trainees under the youth program is false. That's absolutely false. Yeah? They promised them they would give them 1,000. They did not do so. Yeah? It was on the new National Party coming back into office that we tailored the new Imani program at various levels. So, according to the number of subjects that you had, you were given a stipend according to the amount of subjects that you had. If you had no subjects, then you were given the stipend of 700. You had 1 or 2 subjects, you would have 800, and then if you had a little more, the 9 or the 1,000, right? So you had trainees that were scaled from the 700 up to the 1,000, and there were some that were getting the traveling, I think according to where they were living and so on. They had that, so they were getting a little over the 1,000. Now, what they have announced today, from how they spoke and from what I am understanding from it, is aimed at those trainees who are on the lower level, those who are earning 700, who have no subjects. So they are being given 500, which, if it is just those that they are aiming at, means that they will now be earning more than the trainees who are the upper level, who have subjects and so on, and were earning their 1,000 and above. Yeah, they would be earning more than those trainees. Also, I would like them to publicly announce the number of trainees that were in the program when they came in June of 2022. Because giving $500 to 4,000 people is not the same as giving $500 to 1,900. And I know why I'm using those figures. Yeah? So I would like them to publicly say, because I know they're listening, I would like them to publicly say how many trainees were under the program when they came in. Yeah? In 2022. How many trainees were there in June of 2022? Because I can figure that at this point in time, due to the attrition that has been taking place in the program, the drip sending home, that more than half of what were there in June of 2022 are now out of the program. And that's not true, as they are claiming that they have found jobs to these people. They have kicked a lot of people out of the program. Some of the people have gotten jobs due to the excellent job that they have been doing. And as per the course has been happening over the years, the Ministry of Youth has been finding employment for young people through the program. It's not based on being in the program. It's based on how that young person performs in the place that they are placed to train. So over the years, you had situations, you would get a 400 during this period, you might get a 200 here, a 100 here, which is why over the years, you had various batches of people that have been coming into the program. So you've been bringing more people into the program. Tell me, have you heard that ministry? Well, I don't even want to call it Ministry of Youth, because right now it looks like a Ministry of Brute. That ministry that exists there, have you seen them bringing any more young people into the program? They're talking about they care about young people. Really and truly, match up the first year of the new National Party coming in 2013 and the first 18 months. I'm not even saying the first year. The first 18 months of the National Democratic Congress, and tell me who has done more for young people. Yet still, you're going and basically double the salary of the minister who has been in absolute failure in those 18 months. Yeah? Emlyn Pierre. Yeah? I didn't even call him myself. Emlyn Pierre. In that space of time, got thousands of young people involved, not only in the Imani program, but many other programs. Kate Skeeter Lewis, Nolan Cox, yeah, these individuals were also able to get thousands of young people involved in other programs as well. Be it Empower, yeah, be it Project Fly, and all of these programs. You did see them complaining and saying, well, what, we need to double we salary and that kind of thing. But no, people who have been abject failure. You've heard the story of what's happening in the Ministry of Health. You've heard what's happening. Well, you can't hear what's happening in the Ministry of Youth because you can't hear nothing. Yeah? So what is taking place there? What about the staff that's within the ministry and so? I'm interested in hearing the minister try to defend himself. I know there's no defense, but I'm trying to hear the minister defend himself. Yeah, I hope you don't end up like other ministers that are here over the weekend there. But I'm waiting to hear the minister defend himself. And let me just make sure I clear the phone line. Sorry about that for those of you that have been trying to call. Yeah, let me hear the minister attempt to defend himself. Because if you're speaking that you're going to increase the base stipend, are you going to increase the stipend of all those young people who are at the 800, the 900, and the 1,000 level? Are you going to increase their stipends by 500, or is the 500 increase only for those trainees at the 700 level? Because from what I heard today, it gives me the impression that you are only speaking to those who are at the lowest level within the system, which is those who are at the $700 level. Yeah? That's what I am picking up. So we have we missed that call, yeah. So yes, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Now, over the weekend as well, and let me just take this call before I go. In fact, let me take this call. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Brother,
Yes, go right ahead.
didn't the Prime Minister said in the campaign that the World Bank report state that the people who working by the 350, the people getting the 350 and 450 in the same money, the government at the table want to keep them poverty, right? So here what the government did. The government said that they should get 650. They took out 150 from the 350, so they're getting $200. They take out them 150 from the 450, so they're getting $300, right? And they come in now and they add in, they give them $200. So in what they do, they don't get $200. They only put back the 150. So they only add in $50 more to the money. What they add in with Russia is still either reach up to the 650. It's still short, right? It's still short. And Russia, even the government add in, up to the government owing people that work, the faith-based workers who are doing a wonderful job in sanitizing the children during the COVID period. The government should be able to pay them because they're taking $5,000 more on money on the salary, and they're working for it. So if you want money to take more, why do you pay the faith-based workers that work so hard? Why do you pay them? You come in, you spend 2 years yet. You're taking more money on what? More money. And you have things, cost of living going up every day, Mr. Pierre. I see Brother Sheldon, what are the government doing to cushion the cost of living in the country? Right? What are they doing to help cushion the cost of living? Look again, Mr. Pierre, healthcare in that deplorable state. And hear the budget. Are they put more money in the healthcare, in the health, health?
Caller, what I'm saying here is that you're asking questions based on the budget statement. I want us to focus a lot on, one, what Dr. Mitchell is coming with on Thursday, and then to listen to the individual presentations that we'll be hearing Friday and possibly Monday of next week. I don't know why they can't do it on a Saturday, because Saturdays is a day could do it for me, but maybe they say some Saturday worshippers, so they're not doing. Oh, well, the Speaker of the House, yeah, he is an Adventist, so they wouldn't be able to do it on a Saturday. And they wouldn't be able to do Friday night, which means that they only have that space on Friday to be able to have the sitting. and then they may have to continue on Monday.
Okay.
But I'm saying that when it comes to health, I'm really interested in hearing them explain or try to say, because this was supposed to be from the budget last year, this was supposed to be the year of health, eh?
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the year of health.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother. All right.
Children, I agree about it.
Indeed.
We are reversing faster, but you don't move forward. You back.
Mm-hmm.
So, brother children, we have to pray for our nation, alright? Because what we see going on is like, what was wrong before? It become right.
Mm-hmm.
It become right, brother children. And
All
we're
right.
calling upon the churches to speak out about the wrong things that are going on in the country, and they don't stay quiet. Because if we stay quiet, what happening at the churches, we're making, I'm going to go down weakness to people who say, brother children. It's making it difficult because they go brand the church now as just like someone who go to church and you go and tell God say you love one another. And then what they're going to send back to you now, you will say to God say to true. But you're not doing that. You have a government doing all kind of evil things and you're not speaking out. You embed what the government doing to the poor people. Church has to stand for what is right. Because God what is true and God is always be right. So then we cannot say we go preaching the word of God and then people that we supporting the party going against the word of God and we accepting that. That cannot work.
Okay, caller. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, thanks. All right. Yeah, I wanna to play something for you all. I wanna play something for you all because I want you all to have an understanding of. We spoke about the Samoa Agreement and so before. There has been a statement that has been made by the Minister of Foreign Affairs over the weekend. We ain't forgetting budget, we're coming back to that too. But I just decided I want to, as time kind of catching up on us is after 9, I want to play this clip. Yeah, and I want to thank the person who is ensuring that I can make my clips quickly and efficiently right now. They say they don't want their name called, so I ain't calling name. But they know who they are. Yeah, and you need to message me too. Nice, good. Right, so let me play this for you because I want you all to hear clearly what is being said. Let me just make sure. Quickly. Yeah, let me just make sure I can pull it up here quickly and efficiently. Yeah. Yeah, I want to hear what, because I don't know, sometimes foot does end up in mouth, all kind of things, sometimes all down to the kneecap, down in the throat. So let me hear what the minister had to say over the weekend in relation to what took place with that signing of the Samoa Agreement.
Case, I believe that the first controversy came about because of, I wouldn't even call it a misunderstanding. A couple of Wednesdays ago, I was engaged at the Parliament in a meeting of the House Committee.
Right.
Prior to that, I had an engagement with the Chinese ambassador. And immediately following the House Committee meeting, the Prime Minister and I hosted a press conference.
Right.
So what happened then is that while I was engaged and virtually incommunicado for that period, our ambassador in Brussels had signed the agreement.
Right.
So in response to a reporter's question, I had said, no, we had not signed. That being based on knowledge and information I had up to that point. It transpired that I was wrong. I take full responsibility for that. There was nothing sinister. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the throat is getting a little dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get some water.
Yeah, there was, sorry.
Yeah.
There was nothing sinister about that. It was just a question that I had not yet received.
Don't worry. We get a little bit of water. We just take a short break at this time and come right back to Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development.
He choked. Every time he tried to say there was nothing sinister, for some reason he was choking. Every time he tried to get the words out, there was nothing there was nothing There was nothing sinister. Every time he tried to get those particular words out, it would stick in his throat. And even that's not the normal Andal. We know Andal. And if he's taking full responsibility, Honorable Andal, are you resigning from the cabinet? Because taking full responsibility for lying to the Grenadian people ought to mean that you're resigning. And if you're not resigning, from what you're saying, you're giving the impression that the ambassador signed without authorization. Because you were incommunicado, so that means that the ambassador just decided, yo, that thing they buy, go and sign that. Lash a pen. Come on, Minister Andal. It's between two things happening here. That a career diplomat of over 2 decades of experience, I think nearly going on 3 decades of experience, yeah, who knows the proper role that he plays and how he's supposed to do things, that you're claiming that he just went ahead and signed something. Yeah? You're claiming that he just went ahead basically and signed that document. Mr. Andal? No, let me hear you again. Before I take any call, let's hear Mr. Andal again.
I believe that the first controversy came about because of, I wouldn't even call it a misunderstanding. A couple of Wednesdays ago.
I wouldn't call it a misunderstanding either, Mr. Andal. I'll call it a blatant, outright lie. That is what we have to call it. Not a misunderstanding. You lie. You and the Prime Minister. Next one.
I was engaged at the Parliament in a meeting of the House.
What's the blinking and what's the eyes while you talking?
Committee.
Right.
Prior to that, I had an engagement with the Chinese ambassador. And immediately following the House Committee meeting, the Prime Minister and I hosted a press conference.
Right.
So what happened then is that while I was engaged and virtually incommunicado for that period, our ambassador in Brussels had signed the agreement.
Right.
The next question that ought to have come from any host with the salt that wasn't trying to cover the posterior of the person that they're interviewing and their political organization ought to have been, then who authorized the ambassador to sign? Yeah? Isn't that supposed to be the next question we should have been hearing there? Who authorized the ambassador to sign? So let's hear.
So in response to a reporter's question, I had said, no, we had not signed. That being based on knowledge and information I had up to that point.
So if you had knowledge and information up to that point, please share the knowledge and information as to who gave the authorization for the ambassador to sign. That is the knowledge and information of up to that point in time. Because the impression you were giving to the Grenadian people, the impression the Prime Minister was giving to the Grenadian people, were that we would not sign until the technocrats, etc., have properly gone through that document. At the same time, we heard the Prime Minister saying that he didn't read the document, a document that ought to have been brought to cabinet, but you know, all it does operate all kind of way. Let me finish what he's saying, Papa?
Expired that I was wrong.
No, it expired that you lie. That is why, not that you was just wrong, that you lie.
I was wrong. I take full responsibility for that.
So when we get your resignation, this week, next week, week after, first thing for the new year, we get your resignation, or the Prime Minister firing you, or you firing the ambassador, because a head had to roll. You lied to the Grenadian people. Yeah, a head had to roll. You, Joseph Andal, MP for St. Patrick West, Minister of Foreign Affairs. You lied to the Grenadian people. So it's either, and you have admitted, you have taken responsibility. Responsibility supposed to come with your resignation letter. Drop it into the cap section, go send it down to the Governor General for you. Right? Nice, I tell you. And just you could just make it, I have resigned. 3 words. I have resigned. Right? And then you put effective, no. Right? Underneath that, effective, no. Right? You could make the letter short.
There was nothing but sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you emotional when you're saying that, Minister? That is why you started to choke on that particular part? Is it that you're emotional? Is it that your body couldn't handle having to say that? I mean, I hear people say that you're a good fella and thing, and You know, some people saying that, oh, you're taking the fall for the PM. You know? I know, but are we seeing your resignation letter anytime soon, sir?
I was wrong. I take full responsibility for that. There was nothing sinister. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the throat is getting a little dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some water.
Yeah, there was, sorry.
Yeah.
No, there was nothing sinister about that. It was just a question that I had not yet received.
Don't worry. We get a little bit of water. We'll just take a short break at this time and come right back to Minister.
Yeah, so we want to know when the resignation letter, this week, next week, when that letter coming in, because really and truly, if you have taken full responsibility for that, in any other democratic society, what we usually hear along with that and is I hereby resign. Yeah, but we know all doing things differently. So right now, man could do things like that, and you know, is no resignation, no nothing. You understand? Yeah, and then you could just blame other people for it at the end of the day and say, well, we blaming, you know, people just don't know what they're talking about and that kind of nonsense and so, isn't it? Yeah, but let me hear what else you had to say now. Yeah, let me try to hear what else the minister had to say before we take another call. Let's hear what else he had to say.
Bathrooms to homes.
Thank you very much. Back with Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Joseph Handel. We just took a very short break so we can get some water to get going here. So you were saying, you were explaining about the Samoa Agreement and the various platforms.
Yep.
So forth.
Right. So now we live in an age where communication is instantaneous and everybody, all kinds of people have access to information and also have the ability to spread information, misinformation, disinformation. And unfortunately, a large number of the people who speak authoritatively, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of people who are spouting opinions about the Samoa Agreement, that if you took the document and hit them with it, they won't be able to tell the police what you hit them with.
Now, folks, let me just say this, huh? What he's saying is an indictment on himself. Because if you're saying that people don't know what's in the agreement, yet still you sign the agreement. You have civil society in Grenada, very noisy bunch of people before. But again, as I say, it's only Cassandra Mitchell. Seems like the whole of civil society seems to be Cassandra Mitchell in this. So she's the only person who could talk after her. The rest all had a hush. But civil society seems to be only her. So outside of you saying what you say there, then you're trying to say, but if you hit somebody with it, they can't tell the police that you hit them with. We have the document. We've shown the document. We've shown various aspects of the document, and I have read the document, even before your own political leader and prime minister, head of cabinet, that the document had to go to, and that you all had the final draft in the possession since the 14th of July 2023. Over 132 or so days that you all had that document and decided not to go through the document in the way that you ought to have gone through it. And then to make a statement like that is an indictment on you and an indictment on your government. That is why the clip starts with somebody flushing a toilet, because it really had to start with somebody flushing a toilet. Seriously. Yeah, that clip had to start with somebody flushing a toilet, because I really can't understand where you're coming from there with this kind of thing.
Bathrooms to homes.
Thank you very much. Back with Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Joseph Handel. We just took a very short break so we can get some water to get going here. So you were saying, you were explaining about the Samoa Agreement and the various platforms.
Yep.
So forth.
Right. So now we live in an age where communication is instantaneous and everybody, all kinds of people have access to information and also have the ability to spread information, misinformation, disinformation.
Well, right now, some people spreading misinformation and some people spreading misinformation. But what I will say is this. In the same way that information is instantaneous, What was stopping him from deferring the question and saying, we would like to answer that question a little later, or contact the press secretary or something like that? No, you're big, you're bad, you're Mr. Minister, and you think you could fool everybody. So you go on saying one thing when you know in your mind that you already gave permission to that ambassador to sign the document. Information is instantaneous. You could have put that question aside, use the time to send a WhatsApp, to step outside and make a little call. Tell the journalist, listen, I will give you an answer to that after the press conference. No, you is Mr. Big Minister, so you answer. And then you want to be upset with people because they don't understand why in the document, because you all hide the document, sign it in secret, and then come and lie to the Grenadian people. And then you're trying to blame people now for not knowing what's in a document that you went and signed without telling them. Who is the fool in this? I'm waiting for your resignation letter.
And unfortunately, a large number of the people who speak authoritatively, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm willing to bet that
Why they don't know what they're talking about? Because all you're hiding information. All you that hide it. That is why they don't know what they're talking about. But I know what I'm talking about, though I read it, and maybe I understand it even better than you.
vast majority of people who are spouting opinions about this Samoa agreement, that if you took the document and hit them with it, they won't be able to tell the police what you hit them with.
But that is your fault. You're the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The document has various implications for the Grenadian people. You and your government had a responsibility to bring said document to the Grenadian people, explain to them what was being signed. You see in Jamaica, remember, I've played it for you on the program before. In Jamaica, they're having discussions with civil society, the churches, and various organizations to educate them about what is in the document and to answer any questions or queries that these people have in relation to the document. But here in Grenada, if you hit them with the document, they don't know what it is. Yeah, so it's a joking matter for you. Again, you have taken responsibility. We expect to see your resignation letter. Folks, we open the phone lines again. 440-7377. I realize a few of you were trying to get through, but I just wanted to play that. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Folks, remember, on Thursday, we have two missions on Thursday. First mission, we are going in our numbers. We are going in our numbers. Yeah? We are going to the Parliament to hear leader of His Majesty's opposition respond to the 2024 budget statement and the budget itself. We are going in our numbers to lend our support to the leader of His Majesty's opposition, former Prime Minister and political leader of the New National Party. Everybody that can make it should make it. And after that, when he is finished, because class in session Thursday morning, ding, 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 ring the bell. Class is in session on Thursday morning. Yeah? And when class is finished, and listen now, all of these rude people, don't interrupt the man. Don't interrupt him. Let him talk. Or he might learn something. Don't interrupt him. Leave him. Yeah? Right. Then after that, we are heading in our numbers again. In fact, don't be surprised there's a rally that takes place in St. Patrick on Thursday night, Thursday evening. Yeah, next thing you hear, I do a program Thursday night, well, you know why. But I'm going to try to have the program on. I'm going to try to get down in time to ensure that I do the program Thursday. You know, I always try to make sure that I'm here to do the program. So Thursday, yeah, we're heading to River Sally. I don't care if you live in Point Saline. We're heading up to River Sally, I say. All right? Just reach up. We go reach down. All right? Martin, organize the bus. Right? We're heading up. We must get back down. Right? Those of you on the West Coast, those of you on the East Coast, organize yourselves. So outside of Parliament, we out for the day. Yeah? We taking our day. We out for the day. And careful, you might make motorcade and go up in River Sally too from the Parliament building. Yeah, you might take Dr. Mitchell and bring him up in a motorcade to the funeral up in St. Patrick. All right, we had to put down our brother spaceman like the boss that he has been. The boss man that he has always been. We had to put him down as a boss. You understand? Yeah, all the disrespect, these people disrespecting with the nonsense they're doing. 440-7377. I wonder when Mr. Andal bringing in his resignation. He has taken responsibility. Responsibility comes with the consequences. Are you going to resign? Yeah? So we expect to see your resignation letter, bro. Yeah? Meryl, what's going on with you today? Folks, yeah, sorry, because of how I'm set up tonight, I've not been able to check the comments as I usually check the comments and so. Yeah? So let's hear when he is going to be resigning. Let's hear. All right? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yes, indeed. And of course, folks, also remember on Friday, the various other members of the New National Party team, they will be speaking. Yeah? So we're looking forward to the presentations of our sister Emlyn Pear, or brother Peter David, or sister Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, and of course the mother of the house, yeah, Honorable Clarice Modest. So we're looking forward to their presentations on Friday and possibly going into Monday. All right, because I don't expect the sitting to go into the night on Friday, and I'm not sure there'll be enough time for all members to speak on Friday. So in my mind, I'm seeing that this will be happening, this will be going over onto Monday. Yeah? So again, Minister Andal, when we see the resignation letter, Papa, yeah, you could talk in the budget, and then after that you could say that is your last one, and you're gone. Yeah, so let's see what happens Monday. 440-7377.
For there is a wind of change, it blowing through the Spice Island.
We've got a call on the line. Good night.
Sheldon.
Yes, ma'am.
You hear lie? That is lie.
Well, he's taken responsibility, and that's a good thing. At least one of them has taken responsibility, but there are consequences.
At first we lie, we choke, and we don't choke, you know. We know we lie, so we pretending. We choke, we don't choke. We don't choke. That's just a thing they showing you there. Let me tell you something. Let me make you to understand. In call center, you know, in call center, few people that used to be in call center, when they choke all out the money, call center pick up everybody. Call center pick up everybody when they throw them out outside in the money. So tell them stop lying. Tell Andali say, I say to lie. You hear lie? That is lie. Good night, Sheldon.
All right, my dear. Thank you. 440-7377. And I play the song, but it's copyrighted. If I play the song, yeah, I can't play the song because it is copyrighted. But believe me. So what you heard there is a call that's coming through on the WhatsApp. Let me just punch in. Hello, good night. Hello.
Good night.
Hi, good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah. I'm just of the opinion that I don't think the doc should attend the House of Sitting, the Parliament on Thursday. I think that is total disrespect to Spaceman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How could you have a former member of Parliament put into arrest and you will organize a debate of the budget on that day? I think that is total disrespect to the NNP and the family of this man Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
That is just my opinion.
I agree with you, my friend. The part about Doc not attending, I think Spaceman himself would have said, Doc, go and light fire in the tail. Knowing Spaceman, he'd have said, go and light fire in the tail. You understand? And the strategy is this, though. If Doc doesn't go, they could easily, the minister of, the finance minister could easily just get up, wind up the debate, and then there's no debate on the budget. And it's been done in St. Lucia recently.
Okay.
It's been done. I tell you what happened in St. Lucia does happen here. That they just get up and wind the debate up, And that was it. Nobody else got a chance to talk from the opposition side.
Okay.
So understand the strategies that are being used here are being used in other places as well.
Okay then. All right.
All
Well,
right.
then we're going up, load up to St. Patrick's. Okay?
Yes,
And
yes,
depart.
indeed. Yeah, and those
I
of
will
us,
be there.
those of us that can't even make it down to come to listen to Dr. Mitchell speak, we up in St. Patrick, and so we coming out to the funeral in our numbers. Yeah.
Okay, thank.
All right, my brother. Well, thank you for your call. Yes, indeed. And while I agree with the caller, I believe that if Dr. Mitchell were not to show up on Thursday to speak, they would use that as an excuse to try to get him from not speaking at all. Yeah, because they could get up and just wrap the debate up and that would be the end of it. Yeah, so understand the tactics that they're using. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all they are doing is what Dr. Keith don't speak on Thursday, right? But I think we have to start to make them to feel unrest, just what they had done to us, before election time. Every little thing they're demonstrating, teachers demonstrating, the workers and them in the ministry. Nowadays, you're going in the ministry and them, they don't have no AC. If it was the NMP government that was there, you would have seen everybody outside with a placard, you don't have AC. Something happening in the office and the outside in front, the finance door or the ministry door in the gardens. All we have to start to do is we have to start to make this government feel unrest. We have to start to do that because it's too much that they're doing. It's too much. As if they think that they're for life, but they ain't there for life. They might be there for a short time. We don't know how short. Okay. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, my dear. And yeah, well, I hear the part about we need to come out and we need to, but the first part of that is that those of you who have wandered far from home need to come back. Yeah? Those of you who have struggled and who have gone away need to come home. Yeah? You're seeing what is happening to your country. Police officers, let me speak to you all. Special branch, make sure you give the Prime Minister the proper right out of this. The program is on YouTube. You can download it after. I don't know if all you know how to do that. If you all need, yes, special branch officers, if you all need a copy of tonight's program, I'm willing to provide you all with high definition video and high quality audio of tonight's program, yeah, because I know you all need to make a report every Monday and so on down in SSU camp. So you want to know how where others make it? Yes, I know who you all are, where you all are, I know every vehicle you're driving, right? So just in case, if you all need a copy, feel free to ask. I have nothing to hide. Yeah, you all don't have to do these things clandestinely. I'll give them to you. They're online. All right? Nice. So for the police officers who may have voted another way during the last election campaign, the opportunity will come again, And I'm sure you still have your fingers. You still have your hands, so you know to make the X still. Right? You will have the opportunity. Utilize the opportunity properly. We've got a call online. Good night.
Yes, good evening, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
How things coming along?
Don't leave out the drug squad.
Hey?
Don't leave out the drug squad.
Yes, drug squad officers listening, man. Right now, them men are them embarrassed.
And the SB guys are right with him.
Imagine drug squad had to go to the Prime Minister now to find out where them plant is.
Well, the SB is right in his foot. The SB is right with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, special branches with him. Okay, but listen. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did they that Fiscal Responsibility Act, have they what you call, went back to the Parliament to what you call it?
They repealed the original act, they renamed it, and they came with a new act. Right. Well, not a new act. They came with basically the same act with just one or two parts of it changed. So they just wanted to say that they do something in their name. The same as they've said they're going to do with the Imani, they have said openly that they are going to change the name of the Imani program and change the name of all the programs. I don't know how that's helping young people, but they're going to change the names.
Okay, but what is the size of the public service right now?
Well, I'll go even one more. I asked the question earlier, how many Imani were in the program in June of last year, and how many are in now? And I can guarantee you that at least half of those or more that were in the program in June have been put out of the program.
All right, and I remember we were asking some questions, and I find we have swept that under the rug. We're not asking these questions. We're not demanding answers anymore. You see, something about we Grenadians is that we air our voices hot 3-4 days, or well the minimum or the maximum is 7 days, and that's it. You know, we get quiet until something comes up again. I believe we need to do better than that. We need to press the claims. We don't need to be violent. We don't need to be disrespectful. But we need, when we demand, when we are seeking answers for questions, we need to have those questions answered. Right? Take, for example, the question was asked about this new sport council, right, that they have set up and make it a statutory body, and has passed or signed the document with the warrants, okay, pertaining to persons that might trespass, you know, and find themselves in the playing fields or the pastures, would be prosecuted, would be arrested, charged, and fined. And the fine is already established, and the term imprisonment is already established. So what are we doing about that? Are we not going to, really get this thing sorted out? In the revolution, during the period of the revolution, and I want these young ministers to know that we had sporting councils, we had youth councils, we had the parish councils, we had the village groups and all of that. And for not one moment, one time, we've had any of these playing fields locked up, because it was a deterrent for young people, you know, who might have the inclination or who might desire to go into drugs and other illicit behavior. So the playing fields were open, that the young persons could have just walked in.
Well, here's
and
what,
play a game.
Pastor,
right?
What is taking place now is that the minister, I listened to him on a program recently, you know, I listened to everything that they say, and he was saying that they are now going to take the legislation and bring it back to Parliament for amendment. So the legislation in relation to the National Sports Council, that they are going to bring it back to Parliament for amendment. So a piece of legislation that's been sitting there since before the new National Party came to office in 2013. It's been there since 2011, 2012. That's been passed and it's been there. The NNP didn't enact it. They came and enacted it, and then now they find, hey, wait now, we can't really do this and we can't do that. You know. So now they have to bring it back to Parliament now, when what they should have done is bring it to Parliament and then enact it. They're doing things before behind. Again, rushing to say that he wants to be able to go this week or next week into Parliament and say that we have enacted the Sports Council Act, the National Sports Council Act. Absolute nonsense. Right. Absolute nonsense. Right. How you enact a law that was there? The government that was there for 9 years didn't touch it because they know that there were issues with that. Right? You come in hot and sweaty. You're looking for something to be able to say that you do because you've been doing nothing. That you come and say, okay, well, let me take that and enact it. You enact it, and then when you start to get fire on it now because you for yourself look like you didn't read it, now you're saying you're going to bring it back to Parliament to fix? Oh, come on, man. Who does that?
Brother Shalom, it's something that I've been talking about recently on the program, that these ministers that we have in the parliament. Now, I want us as NNP supporters and patriots of Grenada to respect the office of those ministers. From the Prime Minister come right down, respect these offices. Also, respect the persons that hold the office. Now, we could disagree on 99 points, but still hold our ground on respect, because we don't want people to look at us as a disorderly people, okay? Because we looking to come back into office soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
What goes around, our political leaders say all the time, what goes around comes around. So I want us to respect these persons, respect the offices, and they are our government. This government is the government of the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. We didn't vote for them, all right? We might not have voted for them, but there's our government. No. But they owe the Grenadian masses, the people of Grenada, regardless if you're NDC, PPP, the Blue Party, whoever you are, right? They owe the Grenadian masses respect also, right? Now, what they are doing to some of the Grenadian people, which I think is the majority, right? Although they won the election, but the majority of people in Grenada has a real big and loud voice in this country. And they are not giving the people of Grenada the opportunity to hear their leaders in the House of Parliament, or they represent the parliamentary representative, I should say, in the parliament. So therefore, they'd have to go out, right, and have a caravan of hope, right? Have some massive meeting. I'm looking forward to for us having a big rally sometime, a big place where this 20,000 and more could come out. You know, to air the voice, let the opposition, parliamentarian, and the senators air their voices on the things that the people of Grenada are not having a response about the questions that we are asking. You see? So we need to get to this. We want to tell them, this sitting of Parliament Thursday, have some respect for the opposition. Respect these people. They are leaders of our country also. All right? I mean, we could go on and on, but basically that's the message.
All right, my brother.
That's the message.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
44073777, and to those of you that were trying to call on the landline, I am sorry, I had it engaged. It is now disengaged. You can call. All right, so 440-7377, that is the number you can call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, I could imagine how police officers feeling in truth. Yeah, I'm a ganja planter. Call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth, say me ganja. Yes, indeed. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good evening.
Shelly, good night.
Good night to you, sir.
I wanted to calling you over and over and I didn't get into it.
No, I had the phone line engaged by mistake, but I fixed it, yeah.
Tell me something. I want to find out. The seed program, the money that they took off from the people for the past year, let's say the past year, will they be giving them back that money that they took out?
Oh, you're speaking about retroactive.
Yeah.
They didn't mention that. Let's hear what they have to say during the debate. What they did say is that they're giving it to certain categories of people. People who are on seed and over the age of 65, I think it is. People who are on seed and disabled, and the mentally challenged. So it means that children who are under seed, they will not be getting the 200. And I think that as NNPites and as not people who are not even NNPites but have made the call, they need to give themselves a victory lap on this one. The government isn't doing anybody a favor. We make them do it.
Exactly.
I don't understand what some people should be patting themselves on the back in relation to this thing. They're bothering to talk about is only $50 increase.
Right.
Listen, it's $50 increase that we make them do. We make them put back the $150 and $50 on top of it.
Yeah.
If you listen to Mr. Francis Pierre, from the time they take this thing out in February they really find out because it was at the end of January. From that time to now, that gentleman on his program, nearly every single day, every week, for the entire year, has been calling on them to put it back.
Put back the money, yes, that's what I know.
We have had people who call this program, who call Shaggy's program in the morning time, who have called various other programs, and continue to call on them to put it back until you have activists at the NDC saying, well, where they're calling so for, why they wouldn't leave that 150 thing alone? Well, you realize if you continue to push on the issue, the government has no choice but to do it. Pat all yourself on the back. Pat all yourself on the back.
I didn't really want to talk about you. I wanted to wait till the opposition leader speak.
Yeah, he will
But
speak
I
on
said,
it.
Let me make a call and let me check on that. Now, the next point I want to make before I know time is running out. I saw a picture, not now, tonight, but tonight too, that the Prime Minister sent up by a marijuana tree holding it.
Yeah, man, ganja planter.
Listen to me, let me tell you something. Not tell you something. Is he been questioned about it by the CID? Do you have any idea?
I've got no idea, my friend.
Well, no, but he should be taken up and questioned because this is illegal.
My friend, the Prime Minister doesn't care about that. He believes he's untouchable. What he's doing is he's appealing to the blocks. He's appealing to those guys that hang out on the blocks and would identify with a leader that's into ganja. So he's trying to give them the impression that he's into ganja. What they don't understand, in fact, let me not even go into the economics of it. That will come out in the debate. All I will say is, all of them who feel that they're going to be making a money through anything that he's going to do or his government is going to do with the marijuana industry or the potential marijuana industry, joke they're making a cent.
Sheldon, let me tell you something before.
The only cent they go get is the cent that the two spliff they might allow them to keep.
The Prime Minister should be in the cells right now, questioning and then go with the officers and them and get the tree, cut down the tree and lock him up.
But the Prime Minister expose the people.
That is the law.
The Prime Minister sell out the people, boy. That they look at tree.
I wonder what the Caribbean leaders, when they see this, the Caribbean leaders see these things on TV. What are they saying?
Well, what I could tell you is none of them will be inviting him to speak at their convention again in any time soon.
Tell you have a good night.
All right, my brother.
Have a nice trip home.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Yeah, what I can tell you is none of them will be inviting him anytime soon to speak at their convention. You might have to beg one of them to try and, to get a little blight, to go and make a little speak and thing. Yeah, man. I'm a ganja planter, call me the ganja farmer. Deep down in the earth, say me put me ganja. Babylon come out. Yes, I. Rastafari and the thing budding and thing in there. Yes, I right. Tying up and thing there. Watch out, the man only hold it like a proper Rasta man. What else do these guys and them? Leave Rasta business alone and mind your own. Yeah, don't get up in Rasta man business and them kind of thing. Yeah, don't get up in Rasta man thing. Nice? 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get on to the inside. And 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers. King James, good night to you, bro. Yeah, man. I wish I could have played that ganja farmer tune, but I can't play it. Yeah, next thing my website get locked down. No, not the website. The YouTube page get blocked and the Facebook page get blocked and thing for copyright. I can't play it and I can't sing it too. You understand? I tried to sing, but I can't sing it. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yes, folks. We have roughly about 6 minutes remaining on tonight's program. Roughly about 6 minutes remaining on tonight's program. Yeah. So, you know what? Before we run out of time, I think I had to play that thing again for you. Wait there. Oh, the thing go and hide now. I had the thing here all the time. He go and hide now, you know. First he afraid to get play again. He go and hide. No, don't hide, Papa. Come, we playing you again. Yeah? We playing you again. And if you forgetting that some more agreement thing, no, we're not forgetting. We playing you again. Let me see if we could pull it up there. Yeah, let me see if we could pull it up there like that. Nice. And let me see if we could get the thing off there. Good. And let me see if we could get that to play there now. Nice.
Now, in our case, I believe that the first controversy came about because of, I wouldn't even call it a misunderstanding. A couple of Wednesdays ago, I was engaged.
Just remember, we ain't call it a misunderstanding. We know it's a lie, so we will just call it what it is, a lie. All right, go ahead.
At the Parliament, in a meeting of the House Committee.
Right.
Prior to that, I had an engagement with the Chinese ambassador. And immediately following the House Committee meeting, the Prime Minister and I hosted a press conference.
Right.
So what happened then is that...
See, as you're about to explain what happened there, you realize that's the first inkling of the throat there. The throat started the game there one time. Let me go back a little bit so you can see when the throat game, the first little...
A press conference.
Right.
So what happened then is that while I was engaged and virtually incommunicado for that period, our ambassador in Brussels had signed the agreement.
Right.
So in response to a reporter's question, I had said, no, we had not signed. That being based on knowledge and information I had up to that point. It transpired that I was wrong. I take full responsibility for that.
Right, so since you take full responsibility, what we are asking is where do we go from here? So is the ambassador going home? Is he going home? Is the Prime Minister going home? Are all of them just going to sing Kumbaya and say, well, we could do Grenadian that and get away? All right, let's hear.
Nothing sinister. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the throat is getting a little dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get some water.
Yeah, there was, sorry.
Yeah.
There was nothing sinister about that. It was just a question that I had not yet received.
Don't worry. We get a little bit of water. We just take a short break at this time and come right back to...
Yeah, I would have take a short break around then too, yeah, especially after that particular thing there, because we was expecting to hear, and I hereby resign, or my letter is in, I hereby resign. Date? No. Right. Yeah, just bring it in. Okay. Where's the date today? The 4th or the 12th? 2023 or whatever. Yeah, you could handle that. You understand? But anyway, yeah. So we hear you, Mr. Andal. We hear you. We hear you. We hear you. Yeah, we hear you.
Came about because of, I wouldn't even call it a misunderstanding. A couple of Wednesdays ago, I was
Yeah, of course. Because we ain't calling it a misunderstanding to Mr. Andal. We calling it directly a lie. You understand? Yeah, we ain't calling it no misunderstanding. We are calling it a lie. All right? Yeah, I know some of you all asked for it to be played again. So I make sure, you see, I just listen when I let's say do thing, Right. So I make sure and I play it for you all. Nurse, I will call you as soon as the program done. I'll call him a nurse. Yes, I'll call him a nurse as soon as the program is over. I need to call my nurse. Right, I see you put a message there. Right, so I have to call you as soon as the program is over. I shall be calling you while I'm on my way out. All right, so folks, that's basically all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It has been wonderful being here with you. And of course, we're going to be having some more discussions. We're going to be having some more discussions in relation to the budget discussion. But again, I'm not going too deep into it. I can, in relation to various sections of it. I've seen the document and everything. I can, but I've decided that I'm going to allow us to hear from Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, former Finance Minister of the Year, Regional Prime Minister with responsibility for ICT, the former Prime Minister for many years of Grenada, multiple occasions, former Leader of His Majesty's Opposition and present Leader of His Majesty's Opposition. Well, was Her Majesty's Opposition and now His Majesty's Opposition. So We're going to be hearing from a person that has years of experience, decades of experience in all aspects of the various things that would be spoken about. As I said, class is in session on Thursday morning, 9 a.m. We will definitely be broadcasting via Talking Points. All right, so we will be broadcasting via Talking Points. They could continue to report our pages and they could continue to make all kind of thing. They ain't getting rid of our social media pages. All you have a long walk. Yeah, all you have a hard work to try and get rid of Talking Points. So folks, as I said, that's all the time. But I wonder before we go, if we could hear a quick thing there. I wonder if we could hear a quick thing before we go, man. Yeah,
9 member states. A few, maybe about less than half a dozen, are still studying the document because of the enormity of it. And Grenada was still studying the document. Now, our ambassador in Brussels, there was a little bit of time lapse between the instructions given to him and the press conference. And at the time of the press conference, that information was not yet shared with the ambassador.
Remember, time lapse with the instructions given to him. So he did get instructions. We had to find out from who.
So there was a little bit of mishap and mistiming between the press conference and the ambassador receiving instructions.
Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say, everything you do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you. If you're outside of the house, it's time to come inside. Time to come home. Don't come alone. Bring others with you. Come home. Yeah? We have room in the veranda, the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom. We have room right throughout. Nice, well furnished. Time to come home. Folks, I am out.
That we